Radio broadcasters pay millions annually to play the music we all love to hear. But now stations are speaking out against one specific tax they say targets the industry unfairly.
That winter storm warning in effect Wednesday makes
the days of radio DJs spinning your favorite tracks on CD are long gone. It's a digital day and age with an MP3 library making up the playlist. But according to the federal government, digital downloads should be taxed if they're kept on file for longer than a month. Taxed to the tune of $25 million annually.
In some cases, it may make or break some smaller stations. And when you look at the restrictions of the 30 days, it's really the larger, the Toronto, the big station markets that could afford technical workarounds, and it's the smaller stations that would have no choice but to pay the tariffs.
To avoid the multi-million-dollar tariff, stations have to delete their entire music library every 30 days and re-download everything from scratch, something smaller markets don't have the manpower to do. Broadcasters have banded together, labeling today Radio Lobby Day to get the attention of area MPs, and politicians are responding.
There's obviously a need to rebalance and to have a new look at copyright with all of the new modern mass kind of media.
Taxing and tariffs fall under the Copyright Act, which is currently up for debate in the House of Commons.
They're looking at updating the whole copyright legislation. It's been around, as I said, for quite some time. It needs to be updated with the technological advances that are out there.
Broadcasters are hoping the current bill will be amended, excluding the digital download tax.
We believe we are supporting the music industry in a very big way without the reproduction tariffs.
The fate of the bill is now in the hands of Parliament, and MPs will decide what, if any, changes are made. The MS Society's Enerflex Walk is just over a month away. After a record-setting campaign in 2010, organizers are still struggling to build back the hype. Kelsey Bloxham brings us that story.
As soon as the MS Society in Lloydminster opened registration for their yearly walk, this Lloydminster resident jumped right on board, organizing a team and starting to fundraise.
I've had friends who have MS, and at the church I go to, there's some people that have MS, and so we've seen them come through our doors, and I see the struggles that they can go through.
But with enrollment down 25% from this time last year, Willis wants to encourage others to join in the fight.
If we just see few people here and there trying to fight a cause, but there's strength in numbers.
The MS Society's sights are set high with a goal of raising $170,000. But at this point, with less than 200 walkers registered, that goal seems a long way off.
We're really looking to rebound. Though our numbers are where they are right now, we're hopeful and optimistic that we can rebound and get to where we need to be.
Franklin and her team have also set their marker high, setting a goal in the thousands.
We might have shot high, but we want to see $4,000. So we're $500 in, and we got a little bit longer, a month and a little bit, and I believe that we will hit our goal.
Though community support continues to be strong in Lloydminster, people seem to be showing it in a different way.
I think that there's also been a lot of personal support for people who maybe have chosen to have the CCSVI treatment. So I think that we've seen some dollars going toward individuals rather than toward the MS Society.
Still, Green says the dollars raised from the walk are vital to the chapter continuing to offer programs and services for those living with the terrible disease. Kelsey Bloxham, Newcap News.
The Lloydminster SPCA is introducing a new program for local communities with the help of a Rotary Club donation. The SPCA received $5,000 from the Rotary as part of its President's Project for this year. The money will fund the new BITE program.
It can be geared towards children age range 4 until 14, so it's very versatile. And it teaches children the tools that they need to keep themselves safe around dogs. The majority of the dog bites that are seen in emergency room are children, and the majority of them are by own dogs. That's something that not a lot of people realize. And children really need to know how to keep themselves safe.
The program will run 38 courses teaching children the signals dogs emit and when it's safe to approach them.
Since my time at the shelter, it's been a major priority. So when Rotary Club approached us, wondering about what programs that we really wanted to provide to the community, that was the first thing that came to mind, was the bite prevention, because it's very important. We all live here. We all care about the welfare of our community, and children are our most vulnerable to bites. So as soon as that was brought to my attention, that was the first program I thought of.
The program is scheduled to take place at E.S. Laird Public School, as well as 2 elementary schools in Onion Lake to start off. Coming up, college students reap the repercussions of St. Patrick's Day riots. The latest from London, Ontario, next.
Stocks and oil prices brought to you by Spectrum Restoration. When disaster strikes, don't wait. Call the professionals at Spectrum Restoration, a certified member of the Canadian Disaster Restoration Group.